Hi, this is one I am really pleased about getting. You'll have seen possibly from a previous video where I got one of these little miniature sewing machines that it's quite bizarre to think they were toys, but considering how well made they are pretty amazing. And at last I found the next one up. Now I was pleased with the price. I had been looking, they were on eBay. I could have got one from eBay, but I wanted to see it, I wanted to touch it, I wanted to make sure it worked, it actually moved, things like that. And most of the time eBay is great, but it is still a risk. Again, unintentional find, went to the antique centre, blah, 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 you know what it's like. My husband goes, oh, I bet you get something. And I'm going, no, of course I won't. And yes, I did. I did quite well with this one. I paid £15 for it. Now, because I'd already researched them on eBay, I knew that was a good price. And another thing, this piece here was actually there a lot of the time, because it's like a very sort of brittle plastic. I don't know if it's Bakelite or not. I don't know. If you know, please let me know. But that was actually there, so that was quite good. So we're going to go top down and have a look at it. I've not cleaned it. I've not done anything with it. In fact, it's full of dust at the moment. And let's see if I can get this one to work. We did sort of get the other one to work. I will bring my other one down as well so we can compare. But I do think it's super cute. So let's go top down and have a look. Hi, a little while ago I did a video on this little guy here, this Vulcan miner that I got from our charity shop, and I paid only £8, which was absolutely amazing, especially considering it's still got this little plastic bit here. If you've not seen that video and you're interested, I'll pop a link on for that. But we had a little play to see if we could get it to work, etc, etc. So that was that one, and I realised it was a miner, so I started researching and I realised there was a junior, and I think there's one above that. I can't remember what it was called, but I'm pretty sure there was. So I thought it would be quite nice because they look quite nice up on a shelf. So I'll pop the little miner over there. And then, as I said in the first part of the video, we found this at the antique centre. And because this was still there, I was pleased, because they can be missing because they are quite fragile. And again, I wanted to make sure there was a movement. In fact, let me take that off before I start doing that. As you can see, it just says there, mini sewing machine, £15. I did see if I could get it a bit cheaper, but he wasn't going to budge. He never does that one. There's certain traders in the antique central knock you a bit off, and there's certain ones that won't. You've got no chance. It's quite cute because look at this. Oh, look at that. In fact, that's not missing either, which is fabulous. I'm presuming you sort of squeeze that together, pull it out. I don't think I'm able to squeeze it with my fingers. I think I would need a pair of pliers, so I'm not going to mess with it. But we've got a proper little wooden cotton reel there, which is super sweet. My other one didn't have that. The mechanism, let's have a little look. I love the sound of sort of a hand-wound sewing machine. I think it's really quite relaxing. Seems to be okay. Seems to be moving fine. Again, because I've got this, at least it tells me what to do, because it just says thread cotton this way. So you've got like a little diagram on how to do it between the washers. And you can see this is for tightening and loosening a little bit of tension, I suppose. Now the washers are this bit here. Can you see? Let me angle that. Can you see there's two washers there? So don't get in these springs like the cotton's already in. It needs to get between these two. So let's have a look at this cotton. I don't know whether someone's threaded it up or not. We're going to take it out, in fact, completely. Right, so let's have a look. So it goes over the top, round the bottom. It's a little bit tricky to get into. And over the top. So that's how we thread it. So that's actually threaded up quite nicely. I'm presuming, as there is a little hole here, let me cut some of this yarn off. I presume this is vintage yarn, thread as well. I called it yarn then, because I've been doing some crochet. So let's have a look through there. It's got to go through there, hasn't it? And there will be a hole otherwise. Ah, there we go. Through it goes. If I'm doing this wrong, anyone, give me a shout. I really could do with cleaning it up before I actually try doing anything. But we can see we have our needle here. Now this will be a really old needle, I'm suspecting. So can you see the detail of the needle there? So it's got a little screw there that's sort of looking at a little bit corroded perhaps, but it's not too bad. So I'm then going to take my thread here, and I'm going to take it through that way. Now let's just turn it over. Again, a little bit dirty, but you know, you can imagine why it should be. Let's have a look how, can you see how the mechanism works there? Now, I learned from my previous one, you don't clean them up with water. You clean them up with sewing machine oil, probably one of the best products to use, which is what I did with my last one. So you can see, I don't know if you can see how it goes. The needle goes in, it picks it up. And I also learned from my previous one that this is a chain stitch, and that is how it works. So let's see if we can just get this into the needle. I'm just looking around if I have a bit of fabric. I might have to pause to get some fabric. So let me get my needle up first. Needle up. Is it going in? Is it gonna go in? It says it's in, sort of. It's sort of in. This is a really bad angle so for me to try and do it. Yep, right. I think I have done that right. No promises. It could be wrong. Now, before I actually go and get some fabric, this bit here, now this is the only thing I'm missing for both of them, is a clamp. But to be honest, I didn't want 3 clamps because I want them just on the side for display, to be honest. So yeah, clamp I'm not that bothered about, but I'm hoping if I get the next one up, I can actually get a clamp. Again, a little bit more information. You can see it's Vulcan, and it also says made in England. I get carried away with trying to sew and I don't tell you the other details. Made in England, and it's the junior, whereas my other one's the minor. So let's have a look on the back. We have a design and a patent number there as well, registered design number and patent APPN number. So it's in lovely condition. The paint on it, I mean, it's solid metal. As I say, it's hard to believe these are toys. And again, though, look how long they've lasted compared with if we bought a plastic sewing machine nowadays. Let's have a little look at that. Obviously, that's for our foot, up and down. And I think that's about everything before we try a little bit of fabric. I suspect, I just want to find an old piece of fabric because I suspect it's just going to get dirty as I take it through. So bear with me a second, I'm just going to pause that. Right, I'm back, and this is just a plain piece of cotton. It's just like a poly cotton. It's not even a proper cotton, I don't think, this one. So we're going to try and see. I'm going to take that piece of thread to the back. I don't know whether I should or I shouldn't. Lifting my foot up, popping it in, dropping my foot, and let's see what happens. If it works first time, I will be amazed. I don't expect it to, because I say it needs a clean. I mean, you only have to do that, and you can feel the dirt on it, so it needs all brushing off first, and then I'm going to oil it up. I'm just impatient, and I need to know whether it is actually going to work. In fact, I think that should be under the foot, shouldn't it? Yep, my cotton, let me lift that up again. Cotton should be underneath, I hope. Let's see. Shall we see what we get? I'm going to do it flat first and then try and show you, because I can't sort of turn it unless oh, it's doing something. The actual fabric is moving, as you can see. You might be able to see it's actually sewing. This is actually sewing. I am so excited. Doesn't take much, does it? Right, let me see if I can tip it that way so I can show you how the needle's going in. I'm gonna have to turn it a little bit different. So it's going in nicely. Shall we have a look at what it looks like underneath as well? So I don't know whether we're going to be able to see, but you can see there's a little chain there. Now which way around? So it's just a little latch, picks it up and takes it out. Oh, this is so cute. The mechanism works. So I've got to carry on doing it because I just want to turn it. Like, I'm like getting giddy now. It's turning, and this is where the clamp comes in. I must admit, I can't hold the fabric because I'm having to hold this down. The clamp would be useful, really. But I'm not planning on doing much sewing with it. So we'll turn, drop the foot. Can you see we have a nice sort of stitch there? Let's go this way as well. I've got to keep doing this now, haven't I? And then it's creating its own little sort of elliptical shape here. I don't know what it's creating. It's gone back to where it started. Something like sort of round in a circle, hasn't it? So we're going to stop there. Now, I'm presuming, obviously you've got no reverse on it or anything like that. So I'm just going to lift the foot and I'm going to make sure my needle's not in it. And let's pull it out. Can I just pull it out? Does that work? Ooh, oh, there we go. I was trying to pull the wrong bit. So let's fasten that off. And let's have a look what the stitch is like. Now, obviously with this, to stop the stitch, you need to pull the other side through and knot it. But you can see actually how consistent that stitch is. Now, if I was, I'm going to have to get this one cleaned up and let my granddaughter do it, because we did buy a little sort of electric-y thing, and to be honest, it is pathetic. Whereas this, I think she could happily have a play if she wants to make a little cushion or something like that. Stitches are a little bit long, but you know, it's a toy. So I'm really impressed with that. And this is why it's a chain stitch. Look at the back. And to be honest, you know, that actually makes quite a nice effect, doesn't it? It would actually look quite pretty on its own. It has dropped one there, but that could have been when I stopped and turned it upside down. I might have upset it at that point. A couple of points it's missed. But otherwise, I think that is quite exceptional. So I'm really excited about that. We need to get it cleaned up. I think I need to research to find a clamp, I must admit. I don't know whether I'll be able to get one on its own, but I will see if I can get a clamp, and then I can let her have a go, because otherwise I'm going to be sat here like this holding it for her. But yeah, well purchased, so pleased with it. £15. I've got 2 of these now. There is 1 more to collect in the collection. As far as I'm aware, I might be missing something. But this is a lovely little sewer. So the bigger one again, would that be even better? I don't know. We will see. But everything's there. You've got these little plastic handles. You can see are very similar. It's immaculate condition for its age. Now, I'm just thinking about the age. I will need to look at that, because I know I did say in this one, because I did a bit more research on that. I got too excited about this and just wanted to play with it. But I'll pop the link for this one, and it'll give you all the age details and things like that as well. So if you did enjoy my video, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, etc. Pop a comment. Have you had one? I bet some of you had one of these as a child. I never had the privilege to get one of these. I would have been so happy. It would have been amazing. I think by the time of my era, they'd started to get very plasticky, unfortunately. So thank you again for watching. See you all very soon. Have a check out the link on this one as well. And bye-bye for now.